Hey, everybody. Hello. I'm gonna wait for just a second. I am Q Jackson, lifestyle editor of the Quintessential Gentleman. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's conversation. I am so excited. We have LaMont White, newest cast member of Love Match Atlanta, which premiered last night on Bravo TV. So hopefully you guys tuned in, and hopefully you guys are gonna tune in for this great conversation. If you're in need of love, if you're in need of advice, this should be the conversation for you guys. So in just a second, I am gonna bring Mr. Lamont on. Where are we? There he is.
Hey Q,
Lamont,
how
how
you
are
doing?
you?
I am doing great. Happy it's Monday.
Happy Monday, yes, and it is the day after your big day Sunday night debut on Bravo TV. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Listen, we had a premiere party here in Atlanta last night. I'm still recovering from like all the excitement, the celebration, and the show. It was like absolutely amazing, overwhelming.
Absolutely. So look, go ahead and tell people who you are and what brought you to Love Match Atlanta on Bravo TV.
Sure. So my name is LaMont White. I tell people I'm the gay dating coach. Because literally, guys pay me to teach them how to find quality guys, and I'm a matchmaker, right? So guys are like, hey, Lamont, I want you to help me find love. So I work with gay men all over the United States. This has been a great opportunity to work with some of the coolest, craziest, messiest matchmakers here in Atlanta. The show is called Love Match Atlanta. And if you know anything about Atlanta, why we moved to Atlanta, we moved here because we want jobs and we want love. So the show really highlights success and really, people trying to find true love.
Absolutely. Now, you're right, partially. I feel like people don't move to Atlanta anymore for love because, like, people say the dating pool is tainted with P. Like, when people say that, how does that make you feel as a dating coach?
I'll say this, Q. Stop pissing in the dating pool, then. Okay, like because someone's contributing to it, and usually it is some of the people who have a negative out view on dating, who have given up on dating, who don't know how to date properly, who like go on these dates and they ask weird questions, they do weird things. I think if people knew how to date better, then the dating pool would be clear as a beach, like in an ocean.
Now, when it comes to the dating pool, whether you're gay, straight, lesbian, bisexual, whatever, what do you feel that the common issue is when it comes to, I guess, not finding the right people or not finding the right people?
Listen, cute. Everybody has this idea of this is my king, my queen. They got to look like this. They got to make this amount of money. They have to be this size, this, age range. I think the commonality is unrealistic expectations. And I think if more people would literally just take a step back and open themselves up to dating different types of people, that they will be pleasantly surprised where they find love.
Okay. Now, for you, what got you into the dating coach world?
Yes, I have a weird background as a therapist and also doing public health. So I've been working with gay men, particularly with couples for, I'm not going to tell you my age, but
Whatever it
a
is,
very,
crack, don't crack.
a very long time. Okay. So I'm not new to this. But what I learned is I would see couples when they were trying to repair things. When they jumped into situations that are relationships, situationships that they didn't really think through. So they found themselves with someone they were not compatible with and they really didn't know. So I wanted to go to the beginning where I taught gay men how to date, how to argue, how to make decisions, how to flirt, where to find a guy, like what to wear. Like I want to teach guys to be quality. So when they go on a date or they meet someone, like they knock it out the park and they're having dates that are successful.
Now, hold up. You said teach people how to argue. I didn't know there was an art to arguing. I thought it was just how I feel versus how you feel, and we're going back and forth and we're getting it out until we come to an understanding. So let's clarify that. What is the proper way to argue?
So listen, you know, I don't know if do you have siblings, you have brothers?
Yes, I have. It's 5 of us.
Okay. So when you and one of your brothers got into an argument, what did you all do?
He probably hit me and then we started fighting. So that was that.
Right.
I
So
don't
gay
think
men.
it was much talking.
Right. Not much talking. Gay men, we're men, right? And we were taught when another guy argues with you, you say a few words and then you start tussling, right? So you don't want to translate that into your relationship.
Yeah.
That's not love, right? So you teach even like two alpha type personality guys how to get your point across, how to listen, how to make decisions where you both feel heard and there's some compromise. It's an art to where two men who have a strong personality where they disagree, but then they make that relationship work and they can thrive together. So I teach guys how to do it.
Now, when it comes to the single Black female who has been single for quite some time, she may, have a child or two, and then she finally decides to welcome love into her life. But she still has this dominant personality, and it's kind of hard for her to trust somebody and let somebody in close to her kids because she's been burned so many times. Now, with a situation like that, how can we better? How can we open up and let love in, I guess?
So, great question. It's particular for heterosexual relationships where there's a guy and a woman might be intelligent, a boss, aggressive, assertive, beautiful. It's a balance. She may have to like lighten up a little bit, allow the guy to make some of the decisions, but also showing that she's intelligent, she has opinions, that she can actually support him. So I think it's not 1960. So relationship dynamics have changed. And I will say there is a narrative out there that heterosexual men still just want to be like 100% in charge. They have to be like the breadwinner. They have to make the decisions. They have to be sexually always ready to go. They have to be able to, take the kids here. They have to be your best friend. That's a lot of shit to, try to amount to, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure. No, I think there's a balance. There's a balance now in relationships, and particularly heterosexual ones, where a woman can make the decisions, a man can make the decisions, and they both feel powerful. They both feel loved and appreciated, and where the other person doesn't feel like, oh, Lord, he's in charge or she's in charge. You're both wearing the pants.
So when it comes to dating properly, dating responsibly, I was told that falling in love is irresponsible, but choosing to love is the responsible way. We'll talk about that later. But what are, I guess, the top 5 dating tips in the current dating world? For those
I probably
want to
think
get back out there. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I probably don't have 5, but what I will say is you have to put yourself out there. You are never going to find your mate if you're working all the time and you're at home. He's not going to magically appear at your front door. It's not Amazon, okay? I'm serious. So you have to like go where singles are. Do things that you like to do for fun. So go to the park, join a dance class, join a cooking class, join a travel group, join a hiking group. That way you're around people who like to do the things that you like to do, right? And you build friendships. The next thing, after you put yourself out there, you you have to say hello. You have to approach the person. You can no longer just sit back and say, oh, I'm everything, I'm gorgeous, and you wait for someone. No. If you're at the grocery store, literally walk up to someone and say, you know what? I love that striped shirt on you. Where did you get it from? Smile, look them up and down. It is the art of starting small talk. So you got to approach the person, right?
Okay.
Next, you got to ask for a telephone number. You got to plan a date. Q, can I get your number? I would love to hang out with you. And then you literally have to call. Don't text, don't email, don't look them up on Instagram and send them a message. That's creepy.
Now, I was
creepy.
Creepy. A lot of people nowadays, as opposed to asking for a phone number, they go, you know, hey, are you on social media? And they try to connect with you on social media because they feel like they can get a little bit of who you are prior to you guys actually hanging out. So tell us why that is wrong.
Because social media is just that. It's what I want you to see of me, right? If you're trying to be a friend, a coworker, network, sure, you can have my IG or my Facebook. But if you're trying to actual date, you have to pick the phone up. It's that simple. You have to call the person. And it doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out conversation. Just, hey, I want to hear your voice. How's your day going? I want to see you. Plan a date, right? And, you know, also with planning dates, I say, don't do dinner dates. Don't do let's go grab drinks. Don't do let's go to lunch. Do an activity. Do something like bowling, axe throwing, indoor rock climbing, go shopping. Do something where you're moving around because, you know, that builds chemistry. So many times people go on dates and they're like, oh, I didn't know if there was chemistry there. Well, what did you do to make chemistry? Did you touch the guy? Did you give him a compliment? Did you say any of that? That's how you build chemistry, by setting the environment. And it's both persons' job to set the environment for chemistry. If you don't do that, your dates will always fail. I would say the last thing would be consistency. How you start out is how you maintain. So if you're a consistent caller, call in the morning like you normally do. Don't go ghost for days, right? And say, oh, I just want to see what he's going to do. No, stay consistent. Keep, you know, courting each other. I think if you do those, you will be able to date successfully where you're not just going on a date, but you're in a relationship. And that's the ultimate goal I feel like people want.
Absolutely. So do you find yourself after you've matched people, people have been dating for a while, they get to the place where they've decided to become exclusive, it's just them two. Do you find them reaching back out to you for counseling throughout the course of the relationship?
So definitely. So the relationship between a matchmaker and his clients, oh Lord, it is so intimate. Like I get text messages like, hey, LaMont, I'm in my feelings about something. Walk me through this. And I am there always to support my matchmaking clients and say, no, that's your stuff. That's not him. Remember we talked about this? Let it go. Go for a walk around the building. Come back and get yourself together. So my clients, like, they will tell you, they're like, LaMont, that's my best friend.
Okay. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Relationship tune-ups. Everybody needs them. Everybody goes through rough patches. Everybody goes through those questionable phases. When do you know your relationship is in need of a tune-up?
Great question, because as I told you before, Q, my background is in therapy. So I have an undergrad in psychology and a master's in professional counseling. So I've been doing therapy with couples for a long, long, long time. So whenever you find that communication is just like busted, where like you've reached a plateau and you can, like, you tried a number of things and you still feel like you're not being heard in your relationship, that's a good time to go see a counselor or a coach. If you all haven't had sex in months, that's a good time to go see a counselor so you can work on re-energizing that romance and chemistry with your partner. Yeah.
So the theme here, it seems like with the counseling, is the ability to have uncomfortable conversations, have conversations that are needed in order to get to that next level. So if I'm in a relationship, is it okay for me to go have therapy or counseling without my partner?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because individual counseling helps that individual, because sometimes that could be your own insecurities coming up. That could be some of the things that you were taught about what a relationship should be. That could be some of your depression, some of your anxiety that is showing up. Has nothing to do with your partner. Your partner can't fix it. That you need to work with your higher power and your counselor to make that thing work. Yeah. So individual counseling, I think it's great for guys who are in relationships.
So have you come across an individual that you said, you know what, I've gotten a chance to know you, we're in the middle of this consultation, you know, you're just not date material, you don't need to date anybody, you need to get yourself together? Like, have you ever had those experiences where you have just refused to take a client?
So I don't refuse to take on dating coaching clients. If you are open to saying, I need assistance and I'm open to coaching, perfect. Let's make it happen. If you're like, no, Lamont, I want to tell you what to do, why am I here? Like, why are we here? But no, like, I had a guy who signed up for my matchmaking service. He was not dateable. Not dateable. He had no interest. He had anxiety. He was not comfortable with his body. So we took a full 3 months. We did a whole program where I said, you need to develop interest, hobbies. You can't just sit in your house and think that's attractive. Guys, particularly gay men, want to know that you have a life, right? That you enjoy life and you do things that make you smile. So we got him into different classes, different groups where he started to develop new friends. That's marketable. Therapy, went to the gym, stylist. He is now happy with himself.
Okay.
I could never put him in front of a guy until he did all that. Fast forward 4 months later, I sent him on a date. He's still dating the guy.
Okay.
Had he not did that work beforehand, it wouldn't work out.
He, as Iana says, he had to go do the homework.
Well, you had to put some gas in the car if you want to get somewhere. Fill that tank up.
Yeah, that's true. Now, Bravo TV, Love Match Atlanta. Now, about this experience, there was 6, 7, however many of you guys it is. It's a very interesting group of people. I had the opportunity to watch the show, so Bravo, you guys are welcome for those ratings. So
Thank you.
You're welcome. So as far as the show goes, like, how is it working with a lot of those other matchmakers? And do you ever get intimidated by any of the conversations or the things that they may have accomplished that you may not have? Or do you feel like they get intimidated by some of the things you may have accomplished that they have not?
So you will see the show Love Match Atlanta. There are 5 primary castmates, right? I'm one of the support castmates. So yes, I do get paid for each episode. Like, I just want to put that out there, okay? I'm not doing this for free.
So you can keep wearing those good suits that you walked up in. The
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you will see each of the different matchmakers. They are all unique in their own right. They all work with different types of people. I have been doing matchmaking for a long time. I actually have real clients. I have success stories. So there's no way that I would ever be intimidated by any of the matchmakers. I think a healthy competition is always needed, right? So we're always trying to be like, okay, well, this is my process. It's a little better than yours. Like that's the type of stuff you'll see is around competition, how much we charge, and then also just like how successful those relationships are. But on the show, you will see some messiness, you'll see some drama. It's all gonna be in there, okay?
I mean, the first 35 minutes of the show, it was messiness and drama. So I said, oh yes, I'm tuned in for the season.
Yes.
So, excuse me, when it comes to the whole matchmaking thing, what kind of training do you as an individual have to go through to ensure that you're the right person for the job? Question one. And then question two, how do you guys rate your like the pay scale? Because I was watching the show and I'm like, oh, you're charging me $100,000 to hook me up with somebody. Like, that's, whoa. Like, how do you guys like come up with that?
Great question. So if I look at all the matchmakers, not just on the show, but across the country, I'm probably one of the most qualified matchmakers because of my unique education, because I am a therapist by trade. The majority of my work has been with gay men who I work with and around couples. So I've learned like what works for a gay relationship to work. I also went through a certification process that was months long, the Global Matchmaking Institute, which is the same institute that Patty Stanger went through, the $1 Million Matchmaker. If you've heard of her before, she was on Bravo, same institute. So it teaches you just like the nuts and bolts of the business. You can't just wake up one day and be like, oh, I have a marketing background, I want to be a matchmaker. Oh, I have a sales background, I want to be a matchmaker. Like, there is a science to how you match people based on compatibility. It's a whole long laundry list. And so that also translates into like, how are we going to charge these clients? There are some matchmakers who charge $10, $20, $100,000. They say they do. Show me the client who's paying $100,000 to be matched and tell me that's not an escort service.
I mean, because truth be told, if I had $100,000 to just blow, I can. But you know, you never want to, you know, talk about people and what they feel their value is. So that's why I want to ask the question: how do you guys come up with these fees?
Yeah. So here's my thing. I think matchmaking is something that you should spend money on. If you're thinking like, oh, I can only spend $100, $200, $500 on matchmaking, you probably should stick to using dating apps. They're successful. Like, let me tell you this. If you buy a house, how much money do you give your mortgage? I mean, your real estate broker.
I haven't bought one in phone.
I've given my real estate broker, I'm an agent, more than $25,000, you know, for a down payment, all that, right? And I only plan to stay in that house for 5, 10 years at max. How does that translate into the love of your life? How much is that worth to find someone who you can spend the rest of your life with? Not $500,
Priceless.
not $1,000. It's priceless. So you should spend the money. It's worth it.
Now, okay, for, you know, the person that is going to work every day at an hourly job, you know, they're making a nice income. However, they have not seen $100,000. Like, what do we do for people like that? If you're
don't charge $100,000. So if you go to my website, I charge about $4,000 for matchmaking. One of my cheapest packages is $2,000. So it's affordable. One of the things the reason why I got into this business, Q, is I want to be, when I turn 60, I want to look back at all the gay relationships I've been able to help establish. That'll be my legacy. Like, if I can build gay families, build our community, then I'm happy. That's why I keep my prices affordable.
Now, I know your focus is the gay relationship, but I know you have those friends, those colleagues that come to you for dating advice. What do you
Mhm.
feel is the most common thing that people come to you and ask when it comes to dating? Some
Mhm.
information that you can like just kind of share without,
Mhm.
charging.
Yeah, so yeah, most people they want to know, are they marketable? However they say it, I interpret it as who they are, what they have to offer. Do people really want that? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So they come for my assessment, and then we say, okay, this is who you are, Q. Here are some things where we can get you to be so that you can be more marketable. So that is the plan, to make you marketable. The other thing is actually finding compatibility and chemistry with someone. So you got to find the guy, you got to find the mate, and then you got to do the work to make sure that you all have chemistry. So I teach guys through dating coaching. They don't have to go through my matchmaking. They can just do dating coaching. I teach them how to do that successfully.
All right. But guess what,
Mhm.
everybody? We are here with LaMont White of Bravo TV's Love Match Atlanta, and he is dropping some gems. So if you're out there single, looking for love, first of all, if you got the money, go ahead and book this, not the money, but the need for love, the interest
Mhm.
for love, and you just don't know how to do it anymore. This is why you need to book this guy. So go ahead and tell people how they can book you, how they can stay in touch with you, and how they can find the show every week.
Right. So Q, again, thanks for having me on the show. I work with gay men all over the United States. So if you're in a major city in the United States, I will do matchmaking services. I do dating coaching with guys all over the world, like literally. Most of my dating coaching clients live in the UK.
Oh,
They're white
wow.
gay men who need coaching on how to date, which is so funny, right? Like, where did you find me from? I would say also, some people don't know this, but like 5% of my clients are actually women. And I teach them how to flirt, how to stay out of the friend zone so that they can stay in a healthy relationship with a guy. I make it real easy. You go to my website. The name of my company is Better Way to Meet. So it's betterwaytomeet.com. And then you'll be able to look at the website. I put all my details up there. You can schedule an appointment with me very easily.
And the show. Let people know how they can
Oh,
find the show.
definitely the show. Yes. So every Sunday we'll be on Bravo at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're actually right after Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I love the Atlanta love that Bravo has been showing.
Sunday is definitely Atlanta nights, like for real.
It's
Um,
ATL now. Like, you can just binge watch all the shows.
yes, yes. Well, look, I'll be tuned in every week. So hopefully you guys will be dropping some hints and gems. Chances are I'll probably be coming back to watch this interview because being single for as long as I've been single, this is the last year for that. So we got to figure out
Well,
what needs to happen, and we're gonna make it happen.
well, I would say also, Q, definitely check out the show on Bravo. But also, I have a single show on Instagram every Wednesday night. It's called Shoot Your Shot Wednesdays. It is hilarious, okay? It's entertaining, and guys actually find love. And it's for anyone of the LGBTQ alphabet soup who's looking for love, okay?
Okay. Well, we appreciate that. And look, man, continued success on everything you're doing. Keep bringing love back to the world. And we'll be tuned in to Shoot Your Shot Wednesdays as well as Love Match Atlanta on Bravo TV. So we appreciate you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you and have a good one.
All
Thank
right.
you
Good night.
guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys follow him, support him, and watch the show.